What do you have on yours there, Alex? What is that?
Mass
The
Effect.
Mass Effect Legendary.
Duh.
Yeah, like I said in my text,
just a Mass Effect Legendary Edition cover. Jesus Christ. Surrounded by fucking noobs. Alex, you're muted, buddy.
I am. I noticed I was muted. I looked at my light on my mic and it was flashing, and I was like, well, whatever I just said didn't matter at all.
It looked funny. It looked humorous. Yeah. You look like you're scolding somebody.
I was scolding you.
Yeah, figured.
No one will ever know what I said, though, because I won't repeat it. It's too much work.
I'm sure it would have killed. So I imagine all this is going to be on the show, or do you think you'll actually edit it to just the beginning?
This will be the bonus content.
It depends on how long the show is, too.
It's a real bonus. This is stuff you really tune in for. Welcome to the All Pop No Culture Podcast. I'm your host this week, Opie, and I'm joined as always by Kevin.
Hello.
Alex. What was that face
like that?
Because I was saying his name as I was looking at your face, making a face. And David.
Hello.
There's no Pete this week. We changed nights, and he couldn't do it, so we did it anyway. That's just the way we roll. So this week, we will be talking about shows and or movies that we watched throughout this week. Alex and Kevin looks like we'll touch upon some video game play, so stay tuned for that. And then David is the only one that has done his homework and watched the movie from his franchise. If you're new to the show, we primarily talk about television and movies, and one of the things that we continually go through are various movie franchises that we have been selected by the spin of a wheel. David will be talking about the second movie of the Paranormal Activity franchise.
I think
Alex
it's just Paranormal Activity 2. They didn't get any fancy with the name.
They don't need to be fancy when you got Paranormal Activity. That's bringing them in already. Alex has the more recent Planet of the Apes trilogy, which we're waiting on the third movie review before he spins again. And
kind of why I didn't watch it.
Just we can give it another week. I was like,
let's give it another week.
Seriously, like every week though, even when I don't spin, I'm getting more and more nervous as fucking really Fast and the Furious is another one that I'm hoping I do not get. I'll be
come on, you're missing out. I love those movies.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel punished if I got those.
Yeah,
I think I saw the first one.
I can't get through that.
Oh, you gotta watch the first one. They are amazing. That's all right.
I can't suspend my disbelief.
The trailers alone, I see those.
Seriously,
and I'm like, not for me.
I would rather watch the Friday the 13th than the Fast and the Furious.
I don't know about that, but that's because I had Nightmare though. So
that's fair. You're spent. You're spent on the horror. And Kevin has the Sean Connery set.
Sean Connery, James Bond, the oldest shit in the world.
The OG.
That's it.
007.
The Earth was created, and then those movies came out. The
oldest about how it feels when you watch it.
Yeah, and when you're watching those, you definitely know that women were an afterthought by the way that they portray them. But so we're waiting on the second movie. That you don't want to stretch these out, man. You should try to knock a couple out a week. They're gonna be rough.
Yeah, dude. There's two sides to that coin. If you draw it out, then you only have to watch one a week.
Yeah,
but if you
but there's like what 6 of them, 6 or 7,
6 or 7, yeah.
Because he left and then came back and did one the same year. It's so funny they released his last one and a Roger Moore one the same year.
No, it was Lazenby, George Lazenby.
Lazenby. Yeah. So it's just like, that's kind of interesting. Anyway, so we'll be waiting for that. And then I have the Back to the Future franchise, which I have not begun, but as I was saying pre-show, I could just do a review on all three and just say I watched them, seen them so many times. But I will watch them again, maybe with the kids. I don't know. We're still in
That's a
Star
good
Wars
idea.
right now. We're just started Empire. So I'm waiting to get through Return of the Jedi, and then I'm going to show my oldest Robot Chicken, because they don't have anything with the newer stuff on there. So at that point, she'll understand the jokes, and she's 13 now, so this will be her first introduction to like comedy with swear words and stuff. Because I am dying to show her Deadpool. I'm like, I gotta wait a little bit more.
Yeah,
I'll watch it again before I watch it with her, and then it'll be like 10 minutes down. I'm like, nope, I can't show her
There's
this.
a couple parts that are pretty risque.
Yeah. So, and I know right now I'm forgetting those parts.
Yeah.
And so, but I'm looking forward to that as she's getting older. All the stuff I'm going to be able to share with her. She'll be, okay, you're going to meet Daddy. The other dude is just a cover, and let me tell you, he's exhausting. So all right, well, we don't have a lot in terms of franchises, having David being the only one, so why don't we hold off on that little nugget. And I think Kevin, did you watch anything this week?
I watched one thing.
Okay.
I'll just go real quick since I did. And it's actually really different than most of the shows we talk about. But, I was looking for something just to kind of have on in the background for a while, and found a show. It's a home renovation type show. I guess it was on Fox a couple of years ago, called Home Free. And the first season is fantastic. The first season is like emotional and creative and intelligent. So the idea behind the show is that there's a guy, Mike Holmes. He does a bunch of home renovation shows. Homes on Homes was his, and he's basically a perfectionist type contractor. Like, he goes in to people's homes. His original show is called Homes on Homes. And what he does is he goes into a house that was done poorly by a contractor, and then he fixes all the shit that they fucked up. So people got boned by their contractors, and he comes in and fixes it for them.
Is he really annoying? It sounds like an annoying personality.
He's kind of gruff.
Yeah, he's a big Canadian guy. Very, very gruff, but also he's very nice, but he's also very stern.
He's not. Is he arrogant?
Not really. Not really.
Okay.
But anyway, so the first season of the show he hosts, called Home Free, and it's a competition show. So everybody shows up. There's 10 couples, and they are renovating homes for families in need. And each week one family gets eliminated, and at the end somebody wins their dream house, right? That's the premise of the show, that they're sold. What they're not told is that the family in need is the family that loses that week. So all 10 couples get a house on the show. So and it's really cool. Like it's actually emotional. Like, there's an impact at the end of every episode, because nobody knows, nobody finds out. They essentially keep the losing couple behind, send everybody else away, and then they're like, hey, do you want to see, it sucks that you got cut, but you built this house for a deserving family. Do you at least want to meet them before you leave? And they're like, yeah, we put in all this work, we should see what we did it for, blah, blah, blah. And they take them inside the house and show them a picture of themselves, letting them know that they won the house.
What do they tell the other group of people?
They just think they're eliminated. Like, they take off. They never come back to that house.
That's an interesting concept.
The first, and it's good. Like, it really works. And the first season is really good. And they did a second season, which immediately I was like, how the fuck do you do that? Because if anybody has watched it, they know the premise. And so they changed it up so that people were building homes for their personal heroes instead. And then whoever won got $100,000, and their hero got like a super super nice home. And like it was, the second season's bad, dude. It just turned into a regular like reality show. Like they're all catty with each other, like nobody's nice to each other. They're barely building shit. They're more doing more like activities and stuff. They're like competitions and stuff that barely actually have to do with building a home. And it's just all the magic was gone. Oh, and they added Tim Tebow as a co-host. So yeah.
That jumped the shark right there. That was your.
Well, they know, yeah, they know how to really pull in the audience.
Yeah, well, I mean, with respect to Tebow, he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Like he's a genuinely nice guy, but he's not a TV host.
Yeah, that's the thing about Tim Tebow, that it's like there's nothing I can say negative about the guy. Just and I don't know why so many people just hated on him so much, but it's like such a quick and swift just condemnation that he basically disappeared. I know he went and played some baseball, and now he's a tight end for the Eagles or on the Jaguars for their.
Yeah, he's trying to be.
So, but that's a weird story.
Yeah, I think it was the fact that he came so hyped and nobody actually saw any evidence that he was going to be as good as he was hyped to be, and then he wasn't, and then everybody was like, "Oh, we're right, he sucks."
Yeah,
but he's
weird. Anyway.
Yeah, he's a very nice fellow as far as I can tell. And then
nice fellow.
So you watched a shitty renovation show.
The first season was fantastic. I would if you it's still not as deep in the renovation as like Chip and Joe, or one of those other shows. Like it's not hardcore renovation the whole time, because they do spend a lot of time talking about why they're doing it, why their life sucks, why they need to win the dream house, right? But it's good. Like it's really good, and it's like I said, it's happy at the end of every episode, and it's emotional. But yeah, and then the only other thing I did this week, besides starting From Russia with Love, which fuck. It's funny you said it last week. You said it last week, and it is 100% true. You can see where every spy movie cliche came from.
Oh yeah.
When you watch these first couple of Bond movies, like
and
just
all the awesome power stuff, you can see. They pulled from this one, this specific. Yeah.
Mission Impossible, like the way that From Russia with Love opens up is there's a dude chasing or following Bond around like through this like hedge maze, and then he sneaks up behind him, pulls the Garrett out of his watch, strangles him, kills him. So you see him kill Connery's Bond at the very beginning, and then like all the lights come on, and it was a training mission, and they come up to Bond and they pull off his fake face mask, which was of course in 1963 absolutely perfect. And it's just some other dude that they killed.
Yeah, I remember watching that.
And I was just like,
it's rough, man, and it's just so slow. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And they're long.
Yeah, it's a good hour and 40 minutes, I think, and it's just I can't wait to finish. Really get into it.
Can't wait to finish. But guess what? It's the same.
Then there's just another one.
There's another one.
And then the only other thing that I've really spent time on is Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is a fucking time suck. I don't know how long this game is, but I feel like I haven't done anything yet.
If you want to take your time, it's going to take you about 140 hours.
I don't usually take my time. I actually tend to take my time more with Assassin's Creed games, though, just because I like to, open up the map, do all the little shit first, and then move on with the story. I'm not a completionist by any means. Most games I don't ever get 100% on or bother with. But the original Assassin's Creed, it was still one of my favorite games, just because it was at the time was so innovative.
Yeah.
Now it seems like so many games are similar that it's not as original as it used to be.
Yeah.
And it really is. I mean, you're just doing the same shit you did in Assassin's Creed Odyssey and you did in Origins, and The story's good though. And the acting is pretty solid. I like the dude that does the male voice for this one.
Mhm. He's
but
from
yeah,
Last Kingdom.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, all I can say about it is it's an Assassin's Creed game. If you've played one, yeah, the story's good. In the last couple, I noticed they've kind of shied away from really, really developing the current timeline stories.
Mhm.
They're just not as deep as they used to be.
Which is fine.
I don't know. In the first couple, I was really into that. Like, I thought that was the coolest part of the first one was the end, when you realize that you finally trained Desmond up enough, and he uses his super secret assassin power to look around, and there's fucking writing all over the walls and all this shit.
Yeah,
And then you realize there's just a ton of story left to tell there. So yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, that's basically been my week.
All right, I'm still trying to finish my second go round of Red Dead 2. And there's actually
you started that like a year ago.
Yeah, I did. Like when the pandemic first hit, I finished it and then started it right again, and got pretty almost. I think I'm a little further than I was, but this second go around, I was trying to complete everything, so it took me a lot longer. And
the hard game to do that in.
Yeah, so
there's a lot.
And I still have an Assassin's Creed. I don't remember which one I have. It's the one in Paris.
Unity.
Oh, Unity.
Yeah, Unity. So I'm still working through that because I was playing that before Red Dead came out, and then I also have some Metal Gears that I enjoy, and then I downloaded Spider-Man at some point.
It's a great
Which
game.
one? The first Spider-Man or the Miles Morales?
PS4 probably. So I would imagine the first one.
First one, yeah.
That game is fantastic, actually.
Well, yeah. So I have and those are all the kind of games I like to play. You know, I don't usually, so I have like a little bit of anything I want. It's just I know that if I start, then that's all I'm going to be doing for a while. So that's mainly why I don't play, because I'm like, I can't get sucked into something right now. So yeah. So all right. Well, David, did you watch anything this week that is worth mentioning outside of your Paranormal Activity 2?
I did. We got around to catching up on Mayor of Easttown, which I don't know if you've managed.
Same.
And,
we're all caught up.
This last episode, man, ended with a bang. And
right.
So really excited to see where it goes from here.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's it's been a really good show, but they really like amped it up on this last episode. It's quite the cliffhanger. So I think
it seems like it's so far it's just been a pretty solid miniseries, and that's all it seems to be. It doesn't seem like it's an ongoing, so it's like cool, and I was thinking about it, like how that's starting to become a little bit more prevalent, the miniseries, and I'm like, it probably sounds like a pretty good gig if you're an actor. It's like, in a sense, doing a movie, just telling the story a little longer. Yeah. But so it's just it's interesting. But
they're telling a good story, and they're telling it well. So
yeah, it's interesting.
I would recommend.
Mm-hmm. It's it's right, because at the end of this last one, the wife's like, "Well, I guess it's over, right?" We're like, laugh, like,
there's 2 episodes left.
There's also just so much more still, to tell. There's only part of it, So anyway, good show as well. I agree.
And then we started watching Friends again because the reunion show is next Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, it's been a while. We've already mowed through quite a few episodes. We're not paying super attention, but that pilot is not great. It's not bad. It's not bad, but it's just so weird to watch that into like the show that blossoms from it. If I'd have been shown that as an exec, I don't know that I would have thought this was going to be anything but a single season.
But as the season
I think
goes on,
you got to take that in context of what other shows were out at that time too, and what the TV landscape to that time.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The reunion looks pretty cool. So
I like what they did for at least from the clips. It looked kind of
Yeah.
interesting concept.
Yeah, it looked interesting. And then finally, I went and saw Army of the Dead in the movie theaters.
Oh, you went to the theater?
Oh yeah, went up and did it right.
Did you do it right?
What was your text after you saw it? Your
His glowing review or whatever he said.
Yeah. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah.
Is this the Snyder cut?
Do you guys have any intention of seeing this film?
I'm probably going to watch it.
All right.
I wouldn't, unless it was worth watching. But
I'll keep it somewhat vague. It's not a very good movie.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's very Zack Snydery.
Which I like.
Very Zack Snyder.
Oh, are those bitches back? Are they singing on the code for no reason?
But, he uses the music the same way he uses the music. There's various slow-mo for no reason.
I was gonna say 40 minutes of slow-mo.
Yeah, I mean, it's way too long. It's like 2 hours and 40 minutes long. I mean,
perfect.
It's beefy.
Wow. You went by yourself?
Christ.
No. I took my wife and my daughter, neither of which were happy with me after the film.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah,
you're telling me a movie directed by Zack Snyder starring Dave Bautista wasn't.
Did you guys
perfection?
walk home? Did you guys have to walk home after that?
No.
Oh, okay. You drove.
Yeah, we drove. I think it was time. My daughter is in leadership. It's the end of the year, and there's all kinds of things happening. So time is very limited. So
let's go.
Wedge it in. But the biggest problem with this film is it is so close to being fucking awesome.
Oh, really?
It's so close.
So it's like right there.
They just make these decisions, and then it just kind of spirals out, and you're like, ugh. And there's this really great scene in the middle of it, and I won't give it away, but like this one character kind of lays out this idea, and you think about that idea, and you go, "Oh, that's kind of interesting." And then that's a little, I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind. And then towards the end of the film, my daughter was like, "Oh my God, that's going to be the ending. It's going to be what that guy says. That's going to be the ending." And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, that's about the only way to redeem this film. And then it didn't sadly happen.
So you're saying it's unpredictable?
Yeah, well, no.
Subverts expectations.
Yeah,
there you go. Put a little spin on it there, buddy.
Is it like, it sounds like Mortal Kombat where they talk about the tournament the whole time and then just never have a tournament?
Don't have the tournament.
So my review is that it's too long. Dave Bautista is not up to the task of this film. The acting in it is beyond him.
He isn't up to it in most films, if I'm being honest.
No, but
including to a degree Guardians, although that's his best role.
Did you see Stuber?
I think I did see Stuber.
I think I saw it on the plane when I was going to Italy.
Yeah, I think
that sounds like a plane movie.
Too. I want to say I did the same
thing.
You
can't escape.
He's really good in, Blade Runner, right? Where he's just.
I mean, he has like a 5-minute role though.
That's about where he should be playing.
He was
playing Drax.
Yeah, he was fine.
But he was also in Quantum of Solace, wasn't he?
Yeah, and it was Spectre.
Spectre.
Yeah,
I think from what I've been reading too, I think he's just about done acting.
Well, he says he doesn't want to do Drax anymore.
Well, I know that, but he wants to get into directing. He wants to start directing like dramas, like straight up dramas. So he's got some big goals. So I hope that works out for him. I've never disliked him as an actor. Like I don't think he's a terrible actor. It just, I will say, not every role is perfect.
He's not drawing me to the theater.
Yeah, no. In the parts that are within his wheelhouse, he's great in the action scenes and that kind of stuff. But they try and add this emotional layer to his character that just doesn't work. They try and at one point throw in a love interest that just doesn't ever work. There's just all kinds of, the plot decisions are just terrible. Like they make no sense.
So it is a Snyder movie.
Yeah, it's just it's had someone else written it, and made just a couple of little tweaks, this would have been a really cool movie.
Was it at least like
write this one?
I think he wrote and directed it. I
Yeah, he
believe.
wrote and directed it.
Were the like action sequences cool and fun at least?
They were okay.
Okay.
There's a couple of really good ones. But they're nothing super, super awesome.
Nothing to write home about.
How was Tig in it?
The photoshopped actor.
Who?
No, literally, she basically got photoshopped into the movie after it was completed because the person.
Seriously?
Yeah, because the person who was originally playing her part, I don't remember who it is, had sexual misconduct allegations.
Oh, really?
And so they actually took that character out, and she's not in the movie technically. They added her later, all post.
Shit.
Really?
Yeah.
So she
Look it up.
like later over the top of the other person?
Yeah, basically.
She's like hands down the best part of the movie.
He basically had already made the movie, and so then he just would like add a little extra on top. Yeah.
There you go.
So funny.
There's that's your review. It's like the best person in the movie wasn't even fucking there.
Was added in afterwards.
Yeah. Just goes to show Hollywood. You can just do Zoom movies from now on.
Right.
Tell me where to stand, tell me what to do, and then just put me in the movie.
Yeah, I think because we're recording on Friday, as of today, I think you can watch it on Netflix. It had its like little brief theater.
Which one?
Army of the Dead. I think
Seriously?
I think it came out today on Netflix.
No, HBO?
No, it's a Netflix movie.
Yeah.
Seriously?
But it went to the theater first.
Yeah, they just did a little brief run at the theaters.
Welcome to 2021, Kevin. Jesus Christ. It's not that hard of a concept.
Look it up, man. Alt tab in your browser. Get it done.
This is how I saw Godzilla at home when it came out. I watched it on HBO, but it was
I watched it at home too. I wasn't going anywhere for that shit.
You saw it in the theater. I sat right next to you.
Well, that was the second go around. That's what I knew I was getting into, and it was only $5.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be on Netflix soon, but I didn't
know that.
Well, I tell you what, knowing that it's on Netflix, I may actually watch it.
Watch it at least for the intro. They do. I think the intro is really pretty brilliant.
Wasn't Pete gonna watch that? Wasn't that something he was excited for?
I don't remember him saying.
Crickets, Jesus Christ! Everyone's like, Pete who?
Do we know that?
I thought all of our mics just went out.
Sorry, I was looking at my phone. It cost them a few million to add Tig to the movie. By the way, I was just looking at
Tig. Who are you talking about? Who's this?
The Army of the Dead thing. I don't know if we moved on from that because I've been looking at my phone since we started talking about it.
Yeah, I lost my audio for a second, so I don't know what you guys were talking about.
Oh, wow, this is really devolved.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, yeah. So that's pretty much all I watched, other than this beauty.
Your Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I actually watched a few things worth mentioning. The first thing I think would be I don't know if we ever talked about it on this episode or on the show because it's been out for a little while, but on Netflix there's a movie, The Mitchells versus the Machines. It's an animated.
I've heard of that.
Film.
Yeah.
A lot of heard a lot of people just kind of mentioning it, how it sounded really, it was really funny and heartwarming and just overall just well done. So showed the kids that, and it's pretty good. It's really well written. It's basically a story of this family whose the daughter is into filmmaking. Dad doesn't really get her artistic side. He wants her to be more responsible kind of thing. She's going off to college, and right at that same time a huge Silicon Valley company is about to launch a new product that gains AI and ultimately turns on humans. And so they're basically just rounding up all the humans, and the Mitchells on their road trip to college, managed to fend off these robots and all this stuff. And a lot of voice actors that you would recognize, or just actors are lending their voices. Like Danny McBride is the main character. He plays the dad. Abby Jacobson, she's on and writes for another show that's on HBO. About two girls. I don't know what the name of the show is. I forget. But anyway, she's more known for that. But you got Maya Rudolph. You have Eric Andre, Olivia Colman, Fred Armiston, Beck Bennett from Saturday Night Live, Chrissy Teigen, John Legend, Charlene Yee, Blake Griffin of the
I know that name.
Clippers, or formerly of the Clippers. I don't know where he's playing now. 76ers.
He's all over the place. He was with Detroit. So who knows? And then Conan O'Brien. Just again. But anyway, the movie's pretty good. The animation's good. There's a lot of really well placed jokes. The writing's well done. So I would say if you're down to watch an animated film, that would be one to watch. Let's see what else I see here. Well, Mayor of Easttown. So talked about that. So it's short. It's a short series too, but it's good. We're all caught up on the Handmaid's Tale. If you guys are watching that, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's in the 4th season, and me and the wife were talking like, what more? Like this got to be winding up, because like what more are they going to do? I'm looking at IMDb,
it's not at all. So I read a thing.
There's a 5th season already slotted.
Oh no, the creator of the show has said that he will make as many seasons as Elizabeth Moss will do. Like he said he's happy to do 10 seasons, and I'm like, what the fuck? Because I don't know how you
could do that.
Like I started this one and I was like, dude, if she ends up back in that fucking town, because I'm a few episodes behind, so for all I know, but if she ends up back in that fucking town, I'm done. Like they can't be the same thing that they've done for 3 seasons again. Like
it just starts all over.
Yeah, like she's got to be a freedom fighter. Like her role has to change.
Well, I could tell you from where you are. I won't even say anything. Just catch up. Okay, so Handmaid's Tale, again, 4th season. It's still good. It's pretty consistent. It'd be interesting to binge watch this kind of show, going, so that there's not as much space between the seasons, because just to see how well it's kind of tracking. But so far it's entertaining. If you've liked The Handmaid's Tale to this point, I think the season so far has been good and entertaining enough to keep watching.
It's just a dark fucking show, man.
Yeah, for sure. The other show that we are watching I mentioned, I think just the first episode last week, was The Mosquito Coast, with Justin Theroux on Apple TV Plus, and we are because a new episode just came out. We watched it, and it's I want to say it's like 5 episodes in right now, 4 or 5, and it's 5. It's good. I mean, it's interesting. It's keeping our interest enough to watch the episodes that are going, where I'm not really cognizant of like, do I like this or don't I like this? I'm interested in what's going on. And so the story is, but what's the only thing that's interesting as far as how it's keeping my attention is, I'm in the 5th episode, still don't know who these people are. They still haven't answered that question. They're somebody, and they're but you don't know who these people are, where this family is from, and not a lot of time has passed in the 5 episodes. So it's probably maybe a week or 2 at the most. If I'm putting it together, because the first episode starts off so quickly as far as like, okay, this is all one day and everything begins. So, but so far, like I said, it's been entertaining. So we're watching that. And then right before we started recording, there's a show on Amazon. It's on Amazon, called Solos. Have you heard of these?
I've heard of it.
There's more than one Solo.
Oh no!
I think it's like 7 or 8 individual episodes that are that showcase individual actors. So like and so I don't think any of the episodes are related to each other, but I've only watched one so far, so I'm not totally sure. But the first one was Anne Hathaway. And I'll tell you right now, if you don't, I have no problem with Anne Hathaway. I can take her or leave her. But if you don't like her, then you're not gonna like this episode because the whole episode is just her. She's the only actor in the entire episode, and she just plays this person that's trying to time travel or somehow find time travel to I won't give any more away, but it's like a half-hour show episode, and so it's interesting.
Does it have other people in it, or is it literally
no,
just her?
It's just her.
Okay.
And like the other episodes, I know, like one has Helen Mirren, one has Morgan Freeman, and God, I don't remember the guy's name. He played the Beast in Beauty and the Beast. He's also in Downton Abbey. Whatever that dude's name. Him.
Whatever.
So in that one, there's two people. I don't know if they're all individuals or if they have other people in them. I just but yeah. So the wife saw that, and so we checked it out. But so watching that, and then also that other sitcom one with Topher Grace,
Home Economics.
Yeah, Home Economics. We watched, I think, another episode of that. That's fine. It's kind of like filler if we need a half an hour.
I think we watched one. I don't think we've gone back beyond that.
It's decent. It's decent. It's not amazing, but when I look at the landscape of sitcoms right now, I think it's just fine.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of really solid sitcoms out there right now. If you watch the Unicorn's pretty good. I like it. Like, I like Home Economics, and I think what makes Home Economics work is that the cast around Topher Grace is fun. They're not great, but they're fun. But he's great. Like, I still have always liked Topher Grace.
Yeah, but he really peaked with Venom.
Yeah, well,
Jesus Christ.
I hope
you're just trying to piss me off tonight.
I hope he shows up. I hope he shows up in that whenever they do the multiverse.
No Way Home.
Yeah, No Way Home. He better show up.
And I hope Tom Hardy's there to greet him and smashes him immediately.
You mean Cookie Monster?
Yes, Cookie Monster. We didn't really talk about that trailer, did we?
No, I don't think we did.
I don't think we need to. I think the trailer speaks for itself. Oh my God, it's so stupid.
I got to see it on the big screen before Army of the Dead.
Oh, there you go.
I was like, oh man.
Was that your first time seeing it?
No, it was my second
okay.
time. I'd watched it on my phone previously and was just like, the first time I watched it was in here, and my wife was like, "What are you watching? That sounds like Cookie Monster."
He does. Like, I don't.
He does, dude.
Just for that one part of that one scene, though. Like, later, he
the whole
fine.
time.
No,
and he was like, "Me want to eat Mrs. Chew." Yeah, G stands for Chew. I mean, it's not even a hard stretch.
It's just.
It's crazy though. If you told me that somebody was going to make a movie with Ed Hardy and
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah. Sorry, Tom Hardy.
No, with Ed Hardy.
Is totally different.
Where you going with this, buddy? That's a totally Ed Hardy and the Abercrombie Fitch, and
Aeropostale.
But like Tom Hardy, Riz Ahmed, what's her face? That his supposed
Michelle
love
Williams.
interest. Yeah, like if you told me that movie was getting made and didn't tell me what it was, I'd be like, that sounds like it's going to be a pretty solid movie. And then it was Venom, and you're like, somewhere Todd McFarlane is crying.
No. It's like this. Okay, he's gonna play Venom. You're like, okay. However, he's not gonna be related at all to Spider-Man.
But yeah.
It's like
they're not even gonna be in the same city.
So that's not Venom then. Just call it something fucking else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't worry, they got Carnage.
No, I know. Fuck,
With Woody
man, they're
Harrelson.
fucking that up.
Yeah.
They are fucking that up. It's stupid because then it's like, okay, so now you're making Venom from an anti-hero to whatever, an actual hero, because he's going to be fending off, Carnage. Obviously, they're not going to join forces like they have. I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're gonna do Venom without Spider-Man, like Carnage is like as big as it gets without going ridiculous. Because in the Venom storylines now, they've gone into like the whole galactic story of the symbiotes and done all this crazy shit, where Venom is essentially a god, or the it's totally crazy. And if they made a movie about that, I'd be like, I can't. Like, I just can't. It's like,
I feel like
I'm already at I can't.
I have a feeling they're probably not going to get past this one. This will be the last one.
They're so sure they're making another one though.
Well, it's because the first one did gangbusters in like China or something like that. It made like billions of dollars overseas, and it was like, why?
Those damn Chinese.
First of all, oh Jesus! But I don't know, man. Fuck.
Just another thing to blame them for.
Still better than Topher Grace. No, there's no debate. Don't even make that noise. Don't. Shush.
Did Topher Grace's Venom sound like Cookie Monster?
Topher Grace's Venom sounded like Topher Grace.
Did he?
I don't think those
talk as Venom. I remember when
his mouth opened, his face was in there, just like Venom, so that's fine.
Yeah.
But then he just spoke, and he just sounded like Topher Grace. He's like, "I'm gonna get you, Parker," and then the fucking thing closed again. And then when he was as Venom, all he did was like shriek. He just like yelled and roared and screamed. He didn't actually speak as Venom.
You know what? I don't remember that.
It is better than that.
Because I think my yells and streaks were drowning out his. Right. Because I was doing the same thing.
You were like, ah! And he's screaming back at you from the big screen.
Yeah. The only way to watch that movie is to plan your pee break during the dance break.
Ooh. That is the absolute best part. You should never miss it. I love how they totally made shit on that in Spider-Verse. Like in the opening montage. I was like, because it was like in the first 2 minutes of that movie, and I was like, I already love this movie. Like, oh man.
All righty. Well, I guess that brings us to Paranormal Activity 2.
I guess.
And
yay.
Well, after
You're not gonna ask me what I did this week or anything like that.
Oh, that's right. Well, you played video games, right?
That's fine. I played video games. The end. Move on. That's fine.
No. I lose track of time sometimes, sir. It's nothing personal. So please, Alex.
I feel personally attacked.
Please tell us, how have you spent your week? Not watching anything.
I did actually watch like a thing. So
what did you watch?
It's not a new thing. It was I finally got around to watching the bridge episode in Mythic Quest.
Mythic Quest.
The Eternal Light Festival or whatever the hell they call it. Thing.
Okay,
their holiday episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Not much more I need to say about that.
I really thought the production value on the episode went up.
Like in that last sequence, especially.
Yeah, just like how okay. Yeah.
It was a little cheesy, but like it was fine for that show. Like it still kind of worked, but they did a really good job, especially with like the makeup on. I don't know the actor's name, but the accountant guy who turned into like a demon or something.
Danny
like that.
Pudi.
Yeah,
is
that who it is? Yeah, that's the guy from
Community.
Yeah, Community.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Abed.
Actually, it was really when I was looking at the credits. Ashley Birch wrote that episode. It wasn't written by Rob McElhenney. Ashley Birch is the one who plays the lesbian game tester with like the
short-haired one,
faux hawk. Yeah, but she's incredibly prominent in gaming. She's like a lot of characters that are very substantial. Like she's Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn, and she's Tiny Tina in Borderlands, and she has a role in The Last of Us Part 2. She's Mel. Like she's a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool to see her transition into not only acting for real in this, but now also writing, which because it's like that's her wheelhouse. She's been in this industry for like forever, so it's really cool.
Yeah, that's cool. It's really cool.
So that was cool.
I will say that on this season of Mythic Quest so far, for some reason, her storyline bothers me a little bit.
I haven't dug into season 2 technically.
I don't know if
I haven't started it either.
Yeah, I don't know if it feels too forced to me or what it is. I don't like it as much as I want to. But everything else is pretty solid so far. So
cool.
Yeah, I definitely got to dig into that.
And what was that preview for it with Rob McElhenney and
Ryan Reynolds?
Welcome to
hilarious.
Webar.
Welcome to Wexham, I think.
Wexham, yeah.
That's
just so funny.
Real life Ted Lasso.
Well,
yeah, it seems similar. Yeah, something like that.
It's sort of the opposite though, because this is real life. They bought a soccer team.
Yeah.
Or sorry, a football team.
In Wales.
Yeah. And
who's they? Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney?
Yeah, Rob McElhenney.
They actually bought a team
together. Yes.
I didn't even know they knew each other. I didn't watch the trailer.
I didn't either.
Well, no, watch the trailer because when they're standing next to each other, it's hilarious. It's like, Jesus Christ, Ryan Reynolds is huge. Or Jesus Christ, Rob McElhenney is small.
I've never thought of Rob McElhenney as small, but when there's in the last not today's episode of Mythic Quest, but last week's episode, somebody says something about him being bothered by his height, and he's like, I'm tall. Like he gets all fucking defensive about it, and it's hilarious because
in one of the earlier episodes in the first season, like there's a guy right outside his office who's like 7 foot tall, and like
that's right. They had like a gag about that.
He has to like try and compete with him.
Yeah.
And he keeps losing, so he transfers him to the basement, and he's never seen him. So his height is a running joke in the show.
Yeah, that dude was actually just on last week's episode. I never really thought of him as particularly small, but standing next to Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah,
I could share my screen from my phone on here and show that clip, Kevin, if you don't want
I don't want you to do that. I want you to do that.
I don't need that either. That's all good.
Kevin's like, I'm not giving you permission for that.
It wouldn't be for you, Alex.
I see.
Yeah,
go for it.
I'm all in that case, do it.
Yeah, I'm game. Sure.
Actually, I want to see it. I'm gonna be upset if I don't see it.
Yeah, now I need to see it.
That's it.
It's not even a want anymore.
Maybe I'll edit it in for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I love the end too, where they're talking shit to each other for just a second, and Ryan Reynolds looks at McElhenney and he's like, "Oh yeah, was it Always Sunny Philadelphia season 16, the dead horse?" Fucking
I hope not.
So all right, you all you watched that and
I've actually been on YouTube a lot this week, rewatching.
Me too. Like I feel ashamed.
I'm on it so much. Like when I'm watching something, it's just that, and it's my recent. I'll just call it my recent algorithm. I don't even want to call it an obsession. It just kind of happens. You watch one clip, and then there's like 8,000 more. So it's like, well, I guess I'll just watch this one. But it's Big Bang Theory clips. And Game of Thrones clips, and now recently Friends, because I watched the trailer for the reunion, so now a bunch of Friends clips are popping up. So it's been those 3 shows just based off of. I don't even know how it started. Maybe it was Game of Thrones that started it, but just like it's so crazy how it works.
I get the Game of Thrones.
I sign on clips. And it's like,
yeah, I've watched a lot of 49er highlight clips.
There you go.
And so that's where I was going.
Yeah, I never finished Big Bang Theory. I watched most of it, I think, because most of the clips I've seen, I think I've already seen.
That's on HBO Max now.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, maybe I'll just watch it again. Like, it's an easy show to get through, and
it is
decently
We're
funny.
planning on doing that too.
I like the nerd references. Like, it's not terrible.
Yeah, we're watching
the last
it. I'm
two
into
seasons
the
are
third
pretty
season.
rough.
Are they?
I don't think I ever got
are.
that far.
Yeah,
we never got that far.
Sitcoms.
Yeah.
As soon as you get to the
Except
point
for Frasier.
where you're like trying to extend and close out characters' story arcs from years, it's like it tends to fall apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got way too long in the tooth, and then they were too slow about shutting it down. The early stuff's great. Really, really great.
Yeah. I think Sam and I for sure watched through the first, like, I want to say 5 seasons, maybe even 6. How many were there total? Like 9?
I think it ran like
8?
11.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, I think that's how, like,
a lot.
It didn't go as long, but that 70 show was the same thing. Like, early ones were really
that 70
good.
show was good until the last season. As soon as Eric left, they were fucked, man. That show bombed in that season.
But I'm having a decent time with those. I will say, I'm putting it on record right now as far as Game of Thrones is concerned. All the clips I've been watching have been from all of the different seasons, and it's all fucking good. Even the stuff from season 8. Like, when you watch just scenes of that show, I understand why people don't like season 8. Like, the overall kind of rushed nature of the story, some of the arcs and where characters ended up. Yeah, I mean, I can even
the darkest episode in television history.
There's that. I mean, that's whatever. Like, it's stupid, but I'm like, it doesn't bother me that much. But the actual show, the acting, the production, the cinematography, like the special effects, like even season 8 is so fucking good. And honestly, when I see people like online getting all hyphy about like season 8 ruined Game of Thrones, I'm like, no, it didn't. Like, it's still a really fucking good show, even when it's not as good as it usually is, because it was a really fucking good show.
Yeah.
And so even season 8, which is below Game of Thrones standards, is still better than most TV shows. And like, it's just,
for sure.
It's just for like, sure. I get that it's held to a certain standard. I get that. And season 8 wasn't as good as most of the earlier ones, but it's still not. I don't know. I get so triggered when people are like,
it's the one season out of that show that you can watch and know that they made mistakes. You know
you can like, see them. There's Starbucks cups and water bottles and everything else, and just rushed writing.
With the storytelling, like it's just like it's the one season that you watch out, especially after you watch 7, where they feel essentially flawless, and that's why the other reason that it's so hard to take.
And I get that. I mean, definitely, it doesn't. It's not as good as the others, but it's not like this abysmal, unwatchable, like horrendous thing that happened to everybody.
I think it also never
people take it way too. A lot of people. If you go online, it's insane. The amount of resentment for season 8. They're like, they ruined my childhood or some bullshit like that, and you're just like, calm down, dude. Like, it's really not that big of a deal.
It really, the brother sister fucking in the first episode didn't do anything to you.
And then pushing a child out of a window.
That's fine. That's
it's all good.
What they did in season 8 is unforgivable.
But all of Game of Thrones is great, is basically what I'm trying to say. It's still a fucking awesome TV show. And then Friends clips, because the thing's coming up. So a few of those.
Yeah, I'm in season 9. So
you're gonna make it before the reunion?
No.
You got 1 week.
I got a whole another season still. And I'm not even
like 20 minutes each.
Yeah, I only watch one a day though.
We'll change that.
I was gonna say you have the power.
No,
when one ends, just do the next one.
Let's hit next.
Some are getting really hard to get through. Some are getting really hard to get through. Yeah, Paul Rudd's been nice he's addition.
Awesome, dude.
Everybody's pissed because he's supposedly, like, they showed the list of people at the reunion, and he's not one of them.
I guarantee you he's a surprise guest.
He's got to be, right?
I guarantee it.
So great.
He's such a pivotal character compared to all the other side characters.
And a bigger star than anybody else there now.
Yeah. He's the only one in the MCU from that whole show.
Well, all right. Okay, so then also, what else have you spent your time doing outside of YouTube, watching shows, the vast majority of your time? Do you have carpal tunnel?
No, I'm a real gamer. I have just been playing Mass Effect and nothing but, to be totally honest. That's most.
I can tell you've been playing the shit out of it because you're on the 3rd one.
Yeah,
you started.
And they're not short.
No.
Because when we first
I
talked,
dumped like 100+ hours into the second one.
Yeah, it's easy to do for sure. The first one's not too long, but I think when we spoke last, I had sort of just started getting into it. Like I wasn't too far into it. It's like something like that.
You were saying you were trying to pace yourself.
I don't know. I black out when you talk about games.
I know. Go ahead and start that process right now because it's going to be a roller coaster.
I got 2 versions to go through. Completed.
Scene 1.
Scene by scene. Here's the character I chose. Here's why I chose dialogue.
Let me see if I can paint
A,
a
B,
picture. Imagine this landscape.
Yeah.
So the question I want to know is, how did you do on the ending of 2?
We'll get there.
Okay.
This is a journey.
No, David, don't jump ahead.
This is a journey. No, I'm not going to spend too long on it. I spoke a lot about this trilogy last week, but I did complete 1, and story-wise and character-wise, 1 holds up very well, and gameplay-wise, it just doesn't. It feels really clunky to play at this point, but the tale of these characters pushes you through most of that, or at least if you're semi-tolerant for that kind of stuff. The dialogue and animations they're a little janky at this point, but like what's underneath there, like the universe building, is really solid. Number 2 is just a fucking masterpiece. Like it's unavoidable at this point to claim it as anything else, because like now that it's re-released and I can replay it with more of a modern take. The thing about it is it's the Empire Strikes Back of this trilogy in more ways than one. It gets a lot darker. There's higher stakes. Like the technology evolves, and it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just such a fucking perfect game. It really is really so fucking good. I can't get over it. I was a little worried after replaying 1. I was kind of like that was good, but it felt a little like, we've come so far. Games have come so far, and like replaying 2, like it felt good to play. The cutscenes were cooler, the animations were better, like everything about it is just better, obviously, than 1. And it's just, man, that opening scene, I won't say anything just in case someone wants to play it, because everyone fucking should. But that opening scene on the Normandy where things happen is just like, whew, fuck, it's still so good. Get goosebumps. And then my final mission, the suicide mission, they call it. Everyone's still alive.
Nice.
Hells yeah. Except for some of the random crew members, because it's possible to lose some of them. Like not your squad characters, but like
the playable characters.
The people who run around the ship and don't matter.
Yeah.
There's only 2 people like within that group that matter, and it's the Dr. Chakwas, who is still alive for me. And then Kelly Chambers, who's like your lieutenant who gives you updates on crew morale and like your emails and stuff like that. She's basically like a glorified clerk. She did not make it for me, so that was a little bit sad, but otherwise all of my like main crew members made it. So I'm in 3 now, and I'm like meeting up. I've already met up with a few of them. I gotta say, man, when you play these games like back to back, it's so much more impactful. Because I played all of these at launch, and the only one I played through multiple times was 2. I only played through 1. Actually, I might have played 1 twice, but 1 and 2 got a couple playthroughs, and 3 only got 1. And they were so many years apart that like things would happen, and I was like, I think that was significant, but I can't fucking remember who that person was. And now it's like I'll get an email in number 2 from a character who I did something for in number 1, and I'm like, oh, I remember them this time. Like it really is like a huge deal.
This makes sense.
Yeah, it just flows so well. It's just really groundbreaking in terms of storytelling. Like, and I'm loving it. And I'm liking 3 a lot. Like I remember being a little lukewarm on 3 when I first played it, but at least so far.
I remember really liking 3. It was just I think by the time I played it, I think they had already, fixed the ending. So I didn't have to deal with that either. But yeah, 3 was solid. It's just not 2. It's that's the unfortunate thing is
it's not 2. And it starts really strong though, almost as strongly as 2 would, I would say. Not quite, but really, really close. I will say with 3, they throw so much at you so quickly because of like the nature of the story and how like everything is very critical. It's just like within 10 minutes, your quest log is like, there's like 50 quests and you're like, fuck. Like, whereas 2 felt the pacing was like a little bit better. And then 1, you basically only had like one thing to do the whole time. So 2 is like a really nice balance. 3 is, it's a lot. Like I'm looking at my quest log and I'm like trying to check boxes and I'm like, oh my God.
The problem with
this
that
person?
too is some of them, if you get past a certain point, disappear and they
yeah.
So you have to know which ones you have to do before.
Yeah, you just
I
have
missed
to be
a bunch and was pissed.
I feel like I probably did 2 on my playthrough of 3 originally. I wasn't really paying too close of attention.
Yeah.
I'm paying much closer attention now, especially since it means so much more since I've been carrying this one character through.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think like, okay, this looks like a main mission. I won't do that one yet because if I do that one, it's probably going to cancel out some of these side missions. So I'm really trying to like chip away at all the minor sounding stuff. But I'm not using any guides because I don't want to like, I didn't use any guides for like 1 or 2. I was just like, okay, I want to just do this the best I can. And I'm concerned. 3, there's a lot. Like there's a lot of stakes and a lot to lose and a lot of characters who just probably aren't going to make it. And I'm just like, fuck, like I'm already dreading that. So to put it into context for Opie and anyone who's listening who hasn't played, the characters, you pretty much have a consistent batch of characters through all 3 games if you keep them alive. And there are multiple places in each game, especially 2, where you cannot keep them alive. Like the last mission is actually called the suicide mission. And it's possible to lose not only all of your crew members, but your main character can also die. Shepard can die in that last mission. And it's just like the stakes are insane and it's very stressful. But if you keep them all alive, you get extra shit in 3 because they'll all come back in some capacity. I've already met up with a bunch of them. So I'm having such a good time. I'm not going to lie. Like it's just been wake up, Mass Effect, go to bed. Like it's so fun to play these games again. And once I'm done, I'll feel like, okay, that was great. Like that was my definitive playthrough. That was my Shepard. These are the people who are still alive. Like I'm good. So once 3 is done, I'll go back to playing other fucking games probably. But like I'm having a great time.
Have
and
you
I still highly recommend it.
Have you downloaded the patch for The Last of Us 2 for PS5?
I'm not going to play that game again.
Oh, you big baby.
I'm not a big baby. It wasn't as good as the first one.
Well, of course it wasn't as good as the first one.
I don't want to get into The Last of Us right now. I'm having a good week with Mass Effect. I don't want to get all hyphy about Last of Us Part 2.
What about it?
It does look good. I've looked at some of the videos online. Like it looks really, really nice. So that was never a problem I had with the game. It's fucking gorgeous. But I'm probably not going to play that game ever again. I will play whenever they release Factions, the multiplayer mode. I'll definitely play that. I played a ton of that in Last of Us Part 1. It's super fun. So games. Okay. Opie, go ahead and reboot and join us.
Hold on.
Update your firmware real quick.
All right. Oh, Jesus. And we're back.
That's actually going to be the break, like my whole thing. And you're just going to say, and we're back.
Cut it out. Yeah.
Like, yeah. Okay, Alex. And we're back.
Yeah.
No, I heard everything you said, and I even there's part of it, especially the interaction between you and Kevin at one point, where I swear to God, and I'm gonna go back and try to find this. You guys had the exact same conversation back and forth last week about the same thing.
That's entirely possible.
It's like I was like,
this
I'm thinking, is this deja vu
conversation,
or is this
and
the
over.
exact same thing they said? I'm like, no, I remember hearing this last week.
That is weird that we don't usually repeat ourselves on this show.
No, never.
Well, yeah, it's about. Well, no, this is like specifically about this game. So it's like, yeah.
I mean, when something's great, you're gonna call it great every time you're talking about it. So, what are you gonna do? You should play it, Opie. It's good shit.
Yeah, sounds like it's a good use of my time. All right, David, please, for the love of God, tell us about
some paranormal activity.
Paranormal activity, yeah.
All right,
so this week in paranormal activity.
This week in paranormal activity.
you have to only watch one of these a week.
I don't think I can manage more than that. Don't worry. Yeah, so they didn't really stray very far with this one. It's about a family. You come to find out it's Kate from the original film's sister. She has a husband, she has a stepdaughter, and then she has a newly born son named Hunter. Shortly after she gives birth to Hunter, there's a break-in in the house, and of course they've got the Hunter stuff on video because that's going to happen. There's a break-in in the house. They grab the video camera to document the break-in because they want to make sure so that's also covered. But then they decide to go like the major package and literally film every single angle of the house with a camera. So
sure,
the entire film is just shots from their security camera, unless they want to do something fancy, and then someone will pick up the camera and run around with it. So there you go. There's the cinematography.
As you say, I want to be the cinematographer on that film.
Yeah. So pretty much the plot of this one is there is an evil spirit, and it is trying to get the baby. It's trying to get the baby because you find out later in the movie that demons typically only begin the haunting process if they entered into a bargain with a human somewhere down the line. So somewhere in Christy, she's the lead female in this one, somewhere in Christy's past, a grand relative made a deal with a demon, and the demon's deal was that they get the firstborn male of that line. But it's been generations, and this is the firstborn male of the line. So now the demon goes up and is like, "Give me the fucking baby."
I would like to see the baby.
Yes.
I have been waiting a very long time.
So in this one, they have a live-in nanny who is, I'm guessing, Catholic. They never explicitly say it, but it seems such. She notices the spirit right away and begins doing various things to cast off the spirit. And she's actually very effective. But the father, he doesn't believe, so he gets pissed and fires her and sends her away, the thing, protecting them. They also have a big ass German Shepherd who mostly sleeps in the baby's room, so the ghost can't ever get in there.
I have seen this.
Is that like a ghost security system?
That is a ghost.
I remember those scenes where
dogs are highly effective in hunting ghosts.
Yeah,
fair enough.
There's like
just get me a dog.
Shots of their pool, and it's only relevant one time. But they keep showing the pool. Also, what fucking animal leaves their pool light on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week?
Is he a white guy?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
He's got the money, David.
Oh, he does have the money because he owns every Burger King in the valley.
There you go.
Oh,
yeah.
But
he's a regional manager.
The lights on and it's heated.
Yeah.
Lights on and it's heated.
And the waterfall's going
in January.
And because at one point the pool guy comes out of the pool by himself. And that is one of the first proofs that the ghost is there. But then he's able to somehow increase the pressure and make it jump out on its own. And then he goes, "Aha, see?" Whatever. Because again, none of the guys in these things can ever believe in anything. But they've got cool shit. She's standing in the kitchen at one point and like everything just like kind of explodes outward.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty neat. This one, they try and make a story of it. The teenage daughter is like really invested. She does a lot of research on the internet, and so they kind of really fill in a lot of the holes, you know, and they work with that, and eventually it gets down to the point where the ghost does something to the dog, and then the dog, while the dog is at the vet getting you know, looked at, everyone's gone except for Christy. She's left at home with the baby. And that's when the demon grabs her, beats the shit out of her by dragging her around the house, and then bites her in the leg, possessing her. And then, you know, then they come home and they find her, and they're like, okay, this is not right. This is weird. And so then they look at the tapes and they see that she got beaten around. They see the bite mark, and they go, oh shit, the demons got her. And it's at this point when the dad's like, okay, let's go get the live-in maid again, because like she knew what she was doing, right? So they bring her back, and
with a raise, I hope.
Yeah, she's like, yeah.
Yes, so like she's like, this is not part of my duty, sir.
Yeah.
So they bring her back, and she does this thing, and she makes a crucifix, and it's soaked in oil and other things, and if he touches it to her, he can banish the demon, but then it's just, you know, out and about again. But then there's a second ritual where they can pass the demon's attention onto someone else.
Rude.
Yes. And so they pass.
Go to the Rogers next door. They're dicks.
Yeah.
They pass the demon on to Christy's little sister, Katie, from the first film, because this is happening before.
Yeah, this is the
first
prequel. That's
film.
right.
Oh,
What a
it did the
bitch.
Final Destination thing where it did
Yes,
the prequel
and
without even
so
knowing it.
you
Wait, so
get
they
the-
just gave it to her sister?
Yeah,
It's kind of fucked up.
It's
Yeah.
fucked up.
Anybody
right?
in the world, they'd be like, give it to Donald Trump.
I
Like
think
what
it had
the
to
fuck?
be a close relative. I think it had to be
Oh,
someone in the line.
do like a grandma who's on the edge of death.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
fucked
about to
up.
kick it. Yeah.
No, yeah. So they give it to the sister, and he does the
Jesus.
little thing. And part of the ritual is a photograph of Katie, and he burns it, and then that's a photograph that they find later in the attic. That was, he like took it and put it in the attic. That was him like depositing the ghost in the house. So after he does that, he comes back, Christy gets better, the kid's doing okay. And then there's a brief clip where Katie comes over for Christy's birthday, and they chat, and she's like, how are things here? And she said, all the stuff went away. Everything's fine now. And then Katie's like, oh my God, I think, now it's coming to my house. I just had to.
And they're like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Doesn't
I
know.
don't
Christy
know.
doesn't know. She was out. The father's the one.
Oh,
who-
that's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's even worse.
And the best part is his daughter, was like, Dad, no, Christy would be pissed. Christy would hate this. Like, this is no, fuck no. And he's like, it's my decision. I'm doing it. And so we fucking did it.
White guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they cut to the very first shot of the original film, and they show like, this is where it ties in.
Yeah.
Right. And then they cut to a title card basically saying, Mika died on this night. And then they show that night she left her
like,
place
walks out
after
the front
killing
door, right?
Mika.
Yeah.
And she shows up at the new house, at her sister Christy's house. She walks right up behind the dad and just snaps his fucking neck while he's just watching TV. Like, he never even sees it coming. She just like takes him the fuck out. Then she goes upstairs, takes out her sister, and leaves with the baby, and that's the end of the movie.
Jesus Christ. So a happy
Yeah.
ending.
A
remember
very
that.
happy ending.
Yeah, I saw that.
Demon
So-
gets the baby.
The
Yay.
movie sucks.
I don't know. The way you described it actually
Better.
made it sound okay.
It did sound kind of cool, yeah. I'm like, what happened next?
Yeah.
What happened to
Do
the-
tell, do tell.
Yeah.
But it's better than the first one, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's not an awful movie. I was somewhat entertained. It's still mostly a shit ton of watching nothing happening. It's a whole lot of paint drying, right? You get little tidbits of information just kind of sprinkled out here and there.
It still mostly blows, but at
Yeah.
least it plays with your balls a little.
Yeah. Not the way
That's
you
right.
describe it. Not the way you
Yikes.
describe it. Do me a
Well,
favor.
I was riveted.
I
Yeah,
gave it
describe Independence Day for me real quick. Let me just see.
Please cure him of his sickness. Independence
Here's
Day
the
is
funny
awesome.
thing. I'm actually with Mike on this.
No, you're not.
So I am.
Nobody is. Nobody is.
Anyways, I looked. I don't know how much they spent on this one, but it couldn't have been much more. I mean, you pretty much used the exact same formula. No one could act again. I mean, they didn't get professional actors
acting because it was real.
I don't know. Yeah,
obviously
trying to make it look that way.
Somebody's driving to your apartment.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. I was like, "Hello." This fucking Batman gets out of his car behind me, like, "Let's go." I'm like, "Oh."
So, honey, did you order DoorDash?
Yeah.
It looks like the third one is a prequel with like the two girls, Katie and Christy.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I heard about I didn't see that one, but
yeah, so that appears to be the next one, and that appears to be kind of like the end of like a set.
And then they have another four?
Those three.
More.
No, but then like another kind of set of writers and directors come in, and then they do four.
Maybe it'll get better.
I still think tied into the other three. Then 5, they try and do like their own thing. And then 6, they went, nah, that didn't work.
They're like, oops.
They try and bring it back.
Did they all use the same cinematographer? So yeah, I could put them up in the house.
Yeah, totally.
And a lot of the later ones are all directed by the same guy who was like the screenwriter for this one.
I want to say cinematographer Sears installer.
Yeah.
Not even a name.
ADT.
Yeah.
No, we gotta remember this was back in 2008 or whatever. I mean,
the Life Alert or something like that.
They're playing as though it's 2006, but
wow.
Yeah. I mean, if this is your kind of movie, go for it. It's not. I liked it more than the first one, but it's still not a very good movie.
All right. Well,
I don't know, man. You made it sound good. That's all I can say.
I know. I can't wait until next week's episode of Paranormal Activity.
David filters out all the shit and tells a good
story.
Yeah. That's what I was like. We're around a campfire right now.
He explained it in 15 minutes, so it sounded good.
I know I've seen this one because as you're describing, I remember the scenes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What I do not remember is the plot at all. Like when you're talking about like the definitive, defining who this demon is, what he's after, and why. I'm like, what? I don't remember that at all. Well, is that what was going on?
Yeah. But it's it's all in conversation while like the daughter, the teenage daughter, she's the one giving most of the story. Otherwise, like the other characters are just like bitching at each other the whole time. But she's usually giving the story while chatting with her boyfriend. And that's how you get most of the plot for this film. And they just come in like various dribbles.
So she had a lot of monologues. So I have to explain everything that's going on as it's going on so the audience understands what's going on.
Pretty much.
It sucks.
Yeah.
That's just good screenwriting.
Play on your phone.
Hey, I'm coming around the corner. Here I am. I'm here. I'm in the kitchen.
She's like vlogging, but not filming it.
Yeah. The last one is all just self
TikTok videos.
GoPros. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, TikTok videos is the one
that would honestly be
that's
so entertaining to see people doing TikTok shit and then just a ghost come up behind them and fucking murder them. I would watch that movie.
They did that. They did that like last year or the year before. There was some fucking show.
There was the webcam,
like
the Zoom meeting with the that's I do remember that. I didn't watch it, but I heard.
I didn't watch the trailer. It's stupid, but we just got excited about the idea, so you can see how it got made.
It's our fault.
Yeah. We're like, that sounds brilliant, and then you see the trailer, and you're like, that's not brilliant.
Like I heard this show, like this pop culture podcast. They seem like they would like this kind of movie. Let's make it. They'll review it. They'll all watch it and review it.
They talk shit about most everything they made that they reviewed. So, clearly if they liked this idea, it's a real winner.
What's hilarious is that these are conversations that no one is having anywhere ever. at all.
Right?
Not
No,
yet.
it's like, hey, this podcast, All Pop No Culture. I don't know if you've heard it. They think that we should make it. So there's our support right there.
I don't know, man.
I
I
mean, they
sent you
got
the Rotten
If I
Tomatoes
heard the
link.
episode, then that means they gotta have a huge following, right?
I don't know.
I mean, no, I don't know
Someone
that.
over at Rotten Tomatoes is in complete agreement with us.
Yeah, I
they
mean,
stole my-
I mean, they do have 5 reviews. I mean, last one was about a year and a half ago, but
3 of them are
all
from
5
Pete.
stars. So let's go and ink this deal and get this movie made.
Let's do it.
It's like we happen to see it. Hey, special things. What? All Pop No Culture. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Where's my cut?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I expect a
Your
paycheck.
cut was
at
you
some
got
point.
special thanks. Those extra 6 viewers, that's your cut.
Yeah.
They bring in no monetization at all.
Right. We're
Well,
not monetized on YouTube, I'm sure.
Mm-mm.
that sums up our week. Wow, that's a long week. We can either call it a night with a shorter show, or we have a list here of 41 TV shows that are premiering and returning this summer that you'll want to watch.
I feel like we can get through that pretty quickly, so long as there aren't too many DC shows that derail the conversation. Or
I
anything.
I read a review that
How do you
says
mean?
all those
Enough to
DC shows are
DC.
tanking.
All right,
Here we
well,
go. Strap
there we
in.
go then. Number 1, I think you're all already in agreement that we're looking forward to it. Loki.
Yes.
Yes.
It's like 2 weeks away.
Then it
3
has
weeks
like a little
away.
synopsis, which we all know, so we'll continue on because that's yes.
The
Another one,
internet-
I think. What? Go ahead.
I was gonna say the internet exploded last week because there was that new trailer where he gets stripped down naked, basically.
Oh, I didn't. I have not
People
seen
I
it.
exploded.
Mm-hmm. If it was Henry Cavill, it would have been all over.
Speaking
Tom
of Henry
Hiddleston-
Cavill,
Hiddleston, I
speaking
can
of
control
Henry
myself.
Cavill,
Oh yeah.
they're making a new Highlander series with Henry Cavill, or movie with Henry Cavill.
I did see that. That's
As the
interesting.
Highlander.
Mm-hmm.
Is
We'll
it
see
there
what
also The Witcher? Is it our second season of that?
Yeah, that's
Uh-huh.
coming back soon.
Cavill's in demand.
Yeah,
He
they're
should
trying
be.
to do everything with him now before he gets too old.
Yeah.
Never. He'll never age. All right.
I hope not.
I think this next one is also in agreement. We would be looking forward to if you've seen the first season. Ted Lasso season
Oh,
2.
hills, yes.
Yeah.
That's, I think,
So-
the thing I'm most excited to see this summer.
That's coming back. That's coming back in July, I think.
Yeah,
yeah.
July 23rd.
There you go.
Yep, July 23rd. This is a new show. Kevin can fuck himself, which I've
That's
said
nice.
many times to many
That's the Annie
people.
Murphy show, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Annie Murphy.
Yeah, I love her, so-
I
I'll watch her.
remember vaguely
Mhm.
watching the preview or whatever the little teaser thing they had for it and thinking it looked interesting. I remember let's see. Kevin can fuck himself. Follows Allison McRoberts, a seemingly typical sitcom wife. However, soon after, that's right. It's kind of shot in 2 different genres.
Yeah.
Like hers is shot one way, and the point of view, I think, from her boyfriend or husband or whoever.
I think
is,
I commented like when this came out because WandaVision was happening, and it gave me WandaVision vibes in the sense that there's
yeah,
different formats happening in the same episode.
yeah. This new series perfectly blends multi-camera and dark comedy to create a show you won't want to miss. So,
Sounds
yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well. Oh shit, it's coming soon, June 13th.
Yeah, June 13th. And I like her, man. I still like,
She's
I
great.
love Schitt's Creek and I like everything about Schitt's Creek, but I think she had the best character development on that show.
Oh yeah, hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 4, Never Have I Ever, season 2.
Never
I've heard
have
good
I-
things
Never-
about that show, but I haven't watched it.
Have I Ever, season 2, going once.
Is that the
going
one
twice.
that Mindy
course.
Kaling produced?
Let's see.
Does not say.
Doesn't
such.
say
Does
in the
not
description,
say. Does not say. So we're moving on.
so we don't.
Number
care.
5, Lucifer, season 5, part 2.
5B baby, I'm excited
I'm
for that.
I'm excited for that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been all hyping it up on their social media
Yep.
like all week posting
Do
little.
you know, was it
still
intended to
shots.
be 2 parts, or is it because of COVID that shut things down?
I don't know, to be totally honest. This was supposed to be the last season, but they've kind of backpedaled on that as well. There's going to be 6 seasons now.
Yeah,
but this was supposed to be it. So, which is it writes itself. Season 6.
It's coming out in a couple days on Netflix on the 28th.
And their dad is here finally.
Yeah, God has shown himself.
It was the perfect
Dennis
casting.
Haysbert.
Yeah, perfect casting.
Next one, Hacks with Gene Smart, Hannah Enbinder. Don't know anything about it. Caitlin Olsen.
Oh.
So it premieres on May 13th on HBO. So it's already out.
Oh shit! Is it really? No.
You know, none of us have heard of that show.
I've heard the name of it, but I don't know what it's about at all.
Hacks. All right.
Like HACKS, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Yeah. It looks like it's supposed to be a comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Caitlin Olsen, I figured.
Number 7, Lupin Part 2.
I never saw Lupin.
I tried to watch it. It's I think it's French on Netflix. It's foreign, and so if you're gonna watch it, you either have to watch with dubbed over or watch it with subtitles. It's supposed to be pretty good, but yeah.
Or just learn French real quick. It's not that hard. Jesus.
Yeah,
real
come
quick.
on, don't be a pussy.
Real quick.
Number 8, the only one I think here would be interested is not here. Gossip Girl.
That's still a show?
No, it's a remake.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They're bringing it back. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Set 8 years after the original show, Gossip Girl follows a new generation of NYC private school teens after they're introduced to a new version of Gossip Girl. The beloved teen TV series is back, but this time social media is playing a massive role. The show will explore how the world of the NYC elite has changed and how social media affects it all.
It's going to be a hard pass from here, thanks.
That synopsis did not make me excited for 1 second.
We'll
Every word
see
you
how it
said, like the further you got
It just
into it, I was like, I
gets
hate
worse.
this more and more.
Well, it's coming in July.
Perfect.
On HBO Max. Number 9, Love Victor, season 2.
What?
I've never heard of that, but I did. I did come up with a great Peteism that I'll say real quick for Gossip Girl. I'm gonna
number 10 we're looking
that.
forward to. Number 10 will turn this around for you, Alex. Number 10 is What If.
Yep.
Hell
There's a
yeah.
Excited
trailer
for What
that
If. What If was
yesterday or
good.
the day before.
Did you watch the trailer yet, Opie? I know you hadn't last time we spoke. It's amazing looking.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I have not. I'll have to look at that.
You didn't remember. It's okay.
There's
It's Chadwick
link on it.
Boseman's last performance, or MCU performance, yeah.
So
Yeah, because he's Star-Lord in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
it'll be interesting.
Man.
So cool. So that's coming summer 2021, Disney Plus Junior.
I think they have officially said August, I think, is the release now.
I think, yeah, that sounds right.
Number 11, Run the World. I don't know what it's about. Picture has 4 black women sitting in a booth. It's
wearing
stars. I don't get stars.
I don't either.
There you go. Skipping that one, I guess. None of us have the channel to watch it.
Run the World follows a group of fiercely loyal best friends in Harlem as they navigate friendships, love, heartbreak, work, and much more. Well, that sounds like a lot to start with.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a Sex in the City ish. Number 12, The Bold Type, season 5.
Wow.
I missed the first 4.
Freeform.
Yes.
So
Oh, is it Freeform?
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, and the
That's right
next
up
day
Pete's
on
alley,
Hulu.
too.
So, I know that's a show about. Yeah. I saw. I mean, it's on the background. You know, if you were doing something, it's a good background show. All right, number 13, Blind Spotting.
it also appears to be on Stars.
Yeah.
That was a movie.
Yeah. So I think this is now the series.
Blind Spotting?
Yeah.
That's what.
Because there was the show Blind Spot.
No, that's different for sure.
It's just interesting.
Was it Blind Spotting? Wasn't that the movie with Ewan McGregor?
No, that's Train
That was
Spotting.
Train Spotting.
Train spotting, yeah, blind spotting. I don't know.
It has a decent cast though. Jasmine Cephas Jones from Hamilton.
Helen
Hunt. I guess that's where the decent cast ends. I have no.
I was like, is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Decent cast.
Decent cast. 2 and Friends.
Yeah.
All right. This next one, the wife wants to watch 9 Perfect Strangers.
Mm-hmm.
Has an incredible cast. It's based on the book by Leanne, I guess, Moriarty. The adapted by David E. Kelly, so you know where this is going. Yeah. 9 Perfect Strangers follows 9 very different people who all attend Tranquillum House for a 10-day retreat that is said to nourish the mind, body, and soul. With an extraordinary ensemble cast, 9 Perfect Strangers will be a limited series you won't want to miss a second of this summer. So you got Nicole Kidman, Melissa McCarthy, Luke Evans, Melvin Gregg, Samara Weaving, Michael Shannon, Ashley Keaty, Grace Van Patten, Manny Jacinto, Regina Hall, Bobby Cannavale. Yeah, and so the previews look pretty cool. Nicole Kidman looked good in it. Melissa McCarthy, I usually watch anything with her in it at least once.
I feel like Nicole Kidman and David E. Kelly are like tight at the
hip. They seem to be working really well together now.
Yeah, she must be his muse right now as far as it's casting. So
what it feels like.
Yeah. Next up, 15. We Are Lady Parts.
We aren't.
It's on Peacock.
No, we are not that.
We're part of Lady Parts. We came out of Lady Parts.
Gross, man. Gross.
Moving on. Number 16. Schmigadoon.
What'd you call me?
Schmigadoon. Executive producer by Lorne Michaels. This new musical comedy parodies iconic musicals we all know and love. Cecily Strong and Keegan-Michael Key play a couple on a backpacking trip who enter a magical town where everyone acts like they're in a 1940s musical. Shortly after arriving, they realize they can't leave this town until they find true love. So you got Cecily Strong, Keegan-Michael Key, Alan Cumming, Fred Armisen, Kristen Chenoweth, Aaron Trevitt, Dove Cameron, Ariana DeBose, Jane Krakowski. So that's really coming to Apple TV Plus in July 16th.
Interesting. Sounds like Once Upon a Time, but instead of fairy tale characters, it's a musical, like with the town where things are different and you can't leave, kind of thing.
Well, that's the premise of Brigadoon, which is where the name comes from.
Oh, okay. I don't know that show either.
Brigadoon is an old 40s-ish musical about an Irish town that shows up once every 100 years.
You know what? Every time I think of Brigadoon, seriously, the only thing I think about was the production you were in.
Yep.
I didn't see it, but we were hanging out around that time, so I would hang out backstage afterwards. But just knowing that all it was, super Irish, you guys had your yellow kilts and everything. Yep. And who's in the cast with the most Asian you could have? I was like, come on. It's like you could say
in Scotland. In a kilt.
Asian people can be born in Scotland.
Well, no, it's just, oh my God, this guy. What's his name?
Andy Belford.
Andy Belford.
Oh, Belford.
You remember Belford? Yeah. But it's just dude, straight from like Up, dude. He's the dude from Up. He's
Russell.
And he is. Put him in a kilt and try to pass him off as Irish. But that's what I always think of whenever
Scottish.
I hear Brigadoon, Scottish, whatever. Yeah. Every time I hear it, that's the first thing I think of. So I know nothing about the play other than that.
So awesome. So great.
So yeah, they're like, Brigadoon? Yeah, I've heard of that. What's it about? Ooh.
Yeah.
So okay. Oh wait, I'm sorry, back to the list. I thought I was done.
Nope.
Number 17 out of 41.
And that's our show.
Who Killed Sarah, season 2. So they didn't find out.
I guess they never found out. Yeah.
It's coming. It's already out on Netflix.
I thought I remember seeing a trailer for the first season and I thought it was interesting, but now I can't tell you a single thing about it. So I must have only watched the trailer once and never kicked on the show.
All right. Well, then we'll move on.
Yeah.
Number 18, Feel Good season 2.
What?
Feel Good season 2.
I can see why they'd want a season 2.
Yeah. Everyone needs to feel good
again.
I know nothing of this.
Looks like it's about lesbians.
I'm in.
Okay. So it's called Feel Good season 2.
Two girls
Let's
in bed
catch up on
together
season
a
1
picture.
this week. All right. Number 19, Panic.
Oof. What is this crap?
Panic.
With nobody I've ever heard of.
It's on Amazon Prime.
So Joaquin Phoenix is in it?
I don't see that. No, he didn't.
Well, then it's not on Amazon Prime.
That's a piece of shit.
Oh, there it is. Executive producer.
Yeah.
Number 20, The Good Fight, season 5. Never seen it.
Oh, that's the spin-off of what was the fucking
The Good
show?
Wife?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's the spin-off.
Oh, I thought he was joking.
No, it actually is. Yeah.
It looks like
when it spun off, it was actually
this season.
Yeah, when it spun off, it was actually a web show for a while. They tried to just do it on.
And now it's season 5. Jesus.
Well, because
Really
it's
picked
fucking
up.
what's her face. She's awesome. I don't know if the show's any good, but I
Totally,
love,
she is.
Baranski, Christine Baranski.
Give me a second here.
I'm starting to think this whole review thing was written by like an adult, and then like 4 numbers in, they just hand it off to their teenage daughter.
They're like, I did my 4. Your turn.
Yeah.
Next up,
Right.
Powerpuff Girls.
Hey, I'm actually excited for that one. Shut up.
Well, okay.
kinda
I
been
never
too.
heard of this one. Motherland, Fort Solemn, season 2.
Yeah, it's on Freeform again.
Is it really?
Okay. Goddamn
Yeah.
Freeform. How'd you?
Jesus
Number 22, iCarly.
This
Took
coming
you
back?
nearly 10
Because
years
they brought this
after
back.
the original series ended.
This show
Back
was
for more fun
terrible
than ever before.
I can't imagine it's going to be any better now. Paramount Plus is really digging on that one.
Is it Paramount Plus? They didn't even go back to Disney?
No, it never was Disney. iCarly was
Really?
a Nickelodeon.
Oh, it was
show.
Nickelodeon. That's right.
Yeah, get it right.
Get your
Come on.
facts straight, bro.
Yeah. You need to
Fucking
know all the
embarrassing
teen
yourself.
films and
Well,
where
now I'll
they
have to go back
were.
and watch the original so I can get caught up.
We have until June 17th.
Yeah, my daughter liked that show. I always detested it.
Yeah.
Oh, this one I imagine
I don't
you're
think it
looking
was for
forward
you.
to.
I'm looking forward to this next one. And Stephen
me
King
too.
book called
Yeah.
Was
on
that
Apple
story?
TV Plus. The cast
Lizzie, is that or Lizzie's?
It's Lisi.
Lisi's story.
I have not read
Apple
the
TV
book,
Plus again.
I've read the book.
Yeah.
It's good.
but it's got a
Yes,
good
it's-
cast.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
got a great cast.
So look forward to that.
Into
So
that.
Stephen
June
King.
4, that's not too far off.
2 weeks
Nope.
away.
Number 24, Outer Banks season 2.
Didn't
Have
see the
not
first
seen season 1.
Mm,
Number 25, The Chair
that doesn't
with
sound like
Sandra
a happy show.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
It's
no.
written
she's
in.
the head of an English department.
Created and
Mhm.
written by Amanda Peet. That's an interesting fact.
Yeah. All right. Number 26, Monsters at Work.
Oh, that's the Monsters Inc. TV show for Disney Plus.
Takes place after Monsters Incorporated started using laughter to fuel the city of Monstropolis. Monsters at Work will follow Tyler Tuskman, who just graduated at the top of his class at Monsters University and who has always dreamed of becoming a top scarer like Sully. However, Tyler soon learns that scaring is out and laughter is in. Now, Tyler has been reassigned to the Monsters Inc. facilities team and is forced to work alongside a group of misfits. Well,
Billy
looks like
Crystal,
it's got
John
the
Goodman,
voice
Jennifer
actors.
Tilly.
yeah, it looks like they
John
got the
Ratzenberger. Yeah.
all in Maine. So that could
Henry
be
Winkler.
terrific.
Yeah.
You know? So I wonder how much they rely on Sully and Mike. Probably not a whole lot, you would think, but
I mean, they get
Still.
top billing in this, but it sounds like whoever this new character is the
star.
only person on there that I see that it might be Lucas Neff, and that's about it. Or yeah. That I don't know if you guys. He was in Raising Hope. He was the father.
Oh yeah,
of the daughter.
I love Raising Hope.
Yeah, he's got a great voice for something like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Number 27, Only Murders in the Building. Created by Steve Martin and John Hoffman, Only Murders in the Building follows three strangers, Charles, Oliver, and Mabel, who share an obsession with true crime. Suddenly, the trio finds themselves wrapped in a true crime mystery of their own. Steve Martin, Martin Short, Selena Gomez, Aaron Dominguez, Amy Ryan, Nathan Lane, and more. On Hulu, August 31st.
I'm down.
That could be good.
Killer cast.
I'll give it a little try. Martin Short kind of rubs me the wrong way, so we'll have to see how that goes.
Yes, we will. Martin Short. Number 28.
Like a Pete special.
Yeah, Heels.
It's a show about wrestling. That's all I know about it because I know that's what he was going to do after.
That's right.
After Arrow.
Yeah, Stephen Amell and Alexander Ludwig are in that. He's from Vikings.
Well, just the picture is alone is what David's commenting on.
I'm super pumped for it, to be honest.
Two oiled down dudes.
Hell yeah.
Number 29.
On Stars, though, so you're gonna have to get that.
I'll just wait for it to show up somewhere else.
Yeah.
Number 29 is Elite Season 4.
Yeah, I did not see any of the other seasons.
One of the best teen dramas in recent years is back. I'm
sure Pete saw
it. Yes. All right, number 30, Why Women Kill, Season 2.
Well, we should probably watch that, just so we know.
Nick Frost is in it.
Plus.
This, yeah. All right. I didn't know about Season 1, Why Women Kill. Number 31, Solos. Oh, that's the show I just watched. So, yeah, the 7-part anthology series explores what it means to be a human and all the strange, beautiful, hilarious, and heartbreaking moments that come with it. Solos spans the present and future as it grapples with time travel, AI, the furthest reaches of the universe, and so much more. The show is very character-driven as we see how these characters have different experiences, but life is what connects them all. Starring Anthony Mackie, Morgan Freeman, Helen Mirren, Anne Hathaway, Uzo Aduba, Dan Stevens, that's the dude from...
Yeah, that's who you couldn't remember.
Constance Wu, Nicole Bahar, and more. So, but yeah, so I just watched the first one tonight, so that's really good. So, number 32, Good Trouble, Season 3B.
On Freeform.
No idea.
Moving on. Number 33, Master of None, Season 3.
I didn't even
That'd be a season, show.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was still going.
Yeah.
I mean, it started I feel like almost a decade ago at this point.
Yeah, it feels like it was a long time ago.
Well, it premieres in 2 days on Sunday on Netflix.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Number 34, Mr. Corman with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Deborah Winger. Ooh.
Wow.
I like Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Apple TV hasn't done us wrong yet. So
Apple TV Plus, yeah. So far,
I'll give it a watch.
They're really starting to ramp up some shows. Jesus,
that's great.
This is like the young version of Mr. Holland's Opus.
Okay, cool. Number 35, Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. Third series of the Power universe.
The fuck?
I have no idea. It's on Stars.
Yeah. Okay, moving on.
Stars has got some stuff though, man. Give him credit. Yeah.
36, Sex/Life on Netflix, June 25th. Sex/Life follows Billy Connolly, who wasn't always a stay-at-home wife and mother living in the suburbs. Before she got married, Billy was a free spirit living in New York City as she worked hard and played harder. So, feeling nostalgic for her past, Billy starts fantasizing about her passionate exploits with her ex-boyfriend and the heartbreak she never quite got over. With a lot of secrets and a yearning for what could have been, Billy's life is about to change forever.
I like her a lot, but I'm not too interested in that show.
Sounds scandalous.
Scandalous. Well, it's on Netflix starting June 25th. 37 is Grownish season 4. So it's spin off of Blackish.
Yeah, it's on Freeform. I didn't even realize that's why.
That one's Freeform also. Jesus fucking Christ! I think this person only watches like 3 channels: Apple TV Plus, Freeform, and Stars.
They're like, these are my only subscriptions.
Well, this next one is on CW. So
that can't be good.
That's
Roswell, New Mexico.
Oh, fuck that.
Season 3. CW. That's all you need. 39. Home Before Dark season 2.
Apple TV.
Coming to Apple TV Plus June 11th. I don't know. I
didn't see season 1.
Yeah, Home Before Dark returns to season 2 as Hildy Leslie begins another investigation about an explosion hits a local farm. All right. So I didn't see season 1. Interesting. Number 40 is Turner and Hooch.
What? No. What?
A continuation of the Tom Hanks film of the same name. Turner and Hooch follows Scott Turner's son, U.S. Marshal Scott Turner Jr., who inherits Hooch, an unruly dog with a big heart after his father's death. This
partnership Hooch is what, like 47 at this point?
No, Hooch died in the first one.
Turner and
but
Hooch.
There's a puppy between the two dogs. So that's how that happens. When you breed 2 totally different dogs, they have someone.
So we've got a new Hooch, but even so, like that dog would still be 47.
The partnership is far from perfect, but when the help of Hooch, Scott soon discovers that his father's death may not have been as accidental as it once seemed. You know, during the pitch of this, Tom Hanks was like, let me just understand one thing. I am dead before the story begins. Yeah. No flashbacks. Right. I'm dead. And he figures out all this stuff after I'm dead. Yeah. You can investigate it. I don't give a shit, but I'm dead. I'm not showing up. But yeah. So that's gonna be on Disney Plus starting July 16th. It's like it's something I want to hate. Because, you know, what's the point of doing that? Turner and Hooch was
right.
I mean, it was good. It wasn't a great movie, but it was good for.
No, because K9 was the better movie.
That's fair. That's a fair argument.
Because they didn't kill the dog in K9. Jerry Lee made it.
Well, fuck, dude. Spoilers.
Yeah, look, if you haven't seen that movie in the last fucking 40 years or whatever.
Dude, there's like 3 or 4 of those too.
Yes,
that could be
that did not need to happen either. The first one was great, but you didn't need that.
After that, more. Yeah, the K9 didn't need it, but Jim Belushi did.
Yeah,
right. Coke habits are expensive, man.
Oh man, we're almost there.
I know, I saw it too.
Number 41, and finally, DC's Stargirl.
So what's funny about this show is that right now all the superhero shows on the CW are fucking bombing. Like they are just tanking.
How's that? That doesn't add up.
So the only ones that are doing well at all is Superman.
What about that Superman one?
Oh, didn't that come back? Isn't that
comes back? I think it came back this week. I think it's just now back.
Yeah.
That one's doing great in the ratings, and Stargirl, this one that's coming back, is supposed to be really good. It's got Luke Wilson in it.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, his brother.
That's Owen.
Yeah, that's Owen.
They're the same person.
Yeah. That's fair.
You ever seen them together? Just kidding.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, it's supposed to be good. I haven't watched it, but because I think it premiered on a different network, and then they brought it over to CW after that. So now it'll probably suck.
Maybe, as I say, maybe that's how they're gonna try it. It's already good over there. Let's just bring over here. Let's let them keep doing it. We'll just put our name on it.
Yeah, that's a good
idea.
They
didn't mention Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's coming back in August.
Yeah, that should be on here before half of the fucking
Number
freeform.
42.
Before 3/4 of them for sure.
Yeah.
Although I feel like, when was this article written?
I don't know,
because they just popped up with some like the date like within the last few days for Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I knew it was coming out. I just didn't know.
This is May 18th, so it was only 3 days ago.
Is it on Freeform or
Stars?
TV Plus or
That's
Stars?
right. That's right.
Right. No, it's on what, NBC at this point?
Yeah. So
Yeah, who bought it? Fox killed
Fox
it, and then I think
it's
NBC. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I think it
NBC.
was a
picked it up, yeah.
Universal production, and NBC passed on it initially, and it went to Fox. And then when Fox was like, "Nah, we're done," NBC was like, "Fucking morons," and then took it back.
Yeah, it was a big thing because I think at the same time the Tim Allen sitcom got canceled on whatever network it was on, and then Fox picked that up.
got picked that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was like
Last
it was
Man
almost like they
Standing.
traded. Yeah, it
They
was almost like they
swapped.
traded shows.
Well, either way, I mean, there's at least enough in there that it might be a busy summer as far as shows to watch.
Mhm.
Trying to
There are a
keep
few
up
good
with
ones in
everything.
there.
Yeah, there are some
Apple
things
TV
looking forward
Plus
to.
looks pretty strong.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of good offerings. Summertime
They've
is their
had-
strong time, apparently.
So that's just a lot, though. I mean, it just seems like it's usually they all seem to be miniseries though, which seems to be the main. They have a few, returning. They didn't also mention the morning show, but I don't think it's coming out this summer. I think it comes out later this year.
Yeah. I
Mm.
think so.
So that's coming back, and then but Ted Lasso too. That's a
I'm pumped
quick
for that.
turnaround because that came out last year, so
Mhm.
they turned that one around quickly. So that'll be cool. Well, then I guess if there's nothing else, Alex, you can get back to your gameplay.
He may already have.
Yeah, I'm playing.
He's
right
been
now.
playing the whole time. He's got the TV on behind the computer.
So all my buddies are dead. I really should pay attention when I'm playing this, but so be it. And yeah, David, I do look forward to next week's part 3 of the Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, we'll
this
get the
week.
saga moving forward. I'm just
Yeah.
excited there was story in this one.
Yeah.
Like, because the first one was just nothing. This one I at least
Oh,
had something to tell you guys.
And next week,
Pretty riveting too.
me, David, and Pete might be all together in the same room,
Actually,
Ooh.
next
Oh.
week I will be.
or maybe not. Apparently,
Oh, I like
Yeah.
how it was just like.
What-
He's like, "Oh, is that your dream? Let me shit on it."
Yeah, I will be in Seattle. I will actually be at a Mariners game.
That's awesome.
Well,
Seattle's great.
Be prepared for them to lose.
I'm okay with that. I'm an A's fan, so the Mariners
Well,
can
be
lose.
prepared for them to lose.
are they
too.
playing the A's?
No. No, they're playing the Rangers. No, in the best they are playing the A's when we have to fly home. They play
Oh.
like
Did
literally.
you're not going up there just to go to the game then?
No, we're going up
Oh,
there to look
okay.
at colleges for my daughter.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's where
UW,
we're
man.
going.
UW.
That's where we're going.
Cool.
Beautiful campus. That's where I wanted to go when I lived up
Seattle's
there.
amazing.
Yeah, she could.
If you like the
We'll
rain.
be up there for a long weekend in Seattle.
I
Cool.
love the rain.
Yeah, if you like the rain, it's the place to be. If you don't like the rain, you'll probably blow your brains out. Like that's literally the statistic up there.
Statistic.
It's
So,
hilarious.
got the
Me
highest
and the wife
suicide
went
rate.
there for our 15th anniversary, and it didn't rain once. Or did
Say,
rained,
it
like,
doesn't.
barely.
It doesn't rain as much as people claim it does.
Yeah,
It rains a lot.
Alex.
It
Yeah,
The
rains
other
a
thing
lot.
is too is that if you get used to it, you don't notice it. Like it's just there.
Yeah.
Because I lived there from 7 to 14 or 7 to 13. So I essentially grew up there. And I loved it. Like I didn't have a problem with the rain at all.
I love the
But when you're a kid, you're like, fuck it, it's raining. I'm going to go play out in the rain.
Yeah, but it made you a Seahawks fan. Ugh, poor
Yeah,
guy.
no.
Are you a Seahawks
Lord.
fan?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
sports and stuff. What?
Seahawks
Yeah.
and Yankees. What a real asshole.
sorry. No kidding.
He's coast to coast, man. He's just he's got it all.
Yeah, Seahawks. Fuck the Seahawks. All right.
You a Lakers fan too?
No, I don't like basketball at all.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, just the two. All right. Well, I guess next week then we'll see. So you're out next week, I guess,
I will
David.
be out.
So
Would you have Pete back?
So
we can't play Jeopardy.
Again.
We can't play Jeopardy. We gotta wait. So Pete, yeah, you got another week. If you want to fine tune everything, just double check those deaths.
Just make sure people aren't dying.
Give the obits a quick look see and see if
just daily. Just check them daily.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for downloading. We'll talk to you next week.
I'm like excited for the next synopsis. Yeah. I'm like, what happens next?
Yeah.
Next time, if you can have like maybe like either like visual aids or hand puppets, that would be a plus.
All of a sudden his screen just goes black and then like it pops up with like a background. You're like, once upon a time. Like just...
all I need is just like a screenshots of every scene and then be like, all right. So
here we go. Like a slideshow.
What's going on here?
He's got like a pen, so he's drawing circles like Madden.
Yeah.
He's like, sure, she's here.
Now there's just a picture, but right here, imagine this door slamming really hard out of nowhere. Just slam. You have two pictures back and forth. Slam.
Oh, speaking
slam.
of which, yeah, this closet over here that you see kind of
partially open.
Yeah.
That's where the kid stands at the closet, right?
That's where the demon does its ass biting.
Yeah, that's right.
Ass biting.
Drags
You didn't tell me it was kinky.
It's pretty high up. It's in a fairly risque spot. This game was going for third.
I mean, he's been waiting for centuries apparently, so he's like, I'm going all the way.
That's right.
But who bites? I mean, come on.
They established it in the first film. You know, that guy Olin Tulioff or whatever the dude's name is who did the first one. You blame him. They're just playing in his world now. These movies are brilliant, though, if you think about it. If they're making any money at all, this thing costs less than $1 million to make, right? It costs.
Yeah, I think that the first one was one of the highest grossing movies based on budget, like of all time.
So, I mean, if they make anything, it's money in the bank.
Sure.
These things could
afford to make
Joker in China, and they're still raking in the money.
They had the budgets for numbers 2, 3, 4, and 5 made in the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So